Welcome to Dur-A-Flex, and more importantly, welcome to a new format for training contractors on the successful methods of applying Dur-A-Flex resinous floor and wall systems. Truly successful floor or wall projects rely on the actual products that are designed for a specific application. However, even the best products applied incorrectly will not make for a project that people are willing to pay for. You are now about to watch the steps that are required to take Dur-A-Flex products through a successful application. If you should have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at www.duraflex.com or by calling 1-800-253-3539 to discuss specific details with your local Dur-A-Flex representative. Please remember, at Dur-A-Flex we truly believe that your success is key to our success. In order to complete a successful Cove-based application, please refer to the Dur-A-Flex tool list for a complete list of the tools required. The protective equipment for this application should include safety glasses and protective gloves. An easy way to set the height of the Cove base is to simply draw a mark on your Cove trowel. Draw the mark a 1/4 inch down from the top of the trowel. Then mark the wall at various points before snapping a chalk line. If a Cove strip is specified, a plastic adhesive back type is quick and easy to install. Begin by applying a Cove strip in a straight horizontal line just below the marks on the chalk line. Apply painter's tape to the top edge of the working area to protect the wall. Mix enough resin and hardener to apply to the vertical wall surface below the Cove strip. Dur-A-Glaze Cove Res is mixed at a ratio of 1 part hardener to 2 parts resin. Pour out 1 part of the hardener portion into a mix and measure pail. Pre-blend the Cove resin portion and scoop out 2 parts of this material into a separate pail. Starting with a separate mixing pail, first pour in the hardener. Scrape any remaining hardener from the sides of the original container, and then scrape the hardener liquid from the edge of the mixing stick using your original container to wipe the sides of the mixing stick. Do not wipe the mixing stick on the top of your mixing pail. Use a similar procedure to add the Cove Res resin into the mixing pail. Using a jiffy mixer and a slow speed drill, mix the resin and hardener together for 1.5 minutes. Prime the wall with a uniform coat of mixed resin and hardener. Be sure to apply enough primer to the point where the floor meets the wall and extend the primer out onto the floor approximately 2 inches away from the wall. The next step in the process is to create the mortar mixture. Pour 1 quart of resin in a separate container, followed by 1 pint of hardener into another container. Add 7 to 8 quarts of sand or colored quartz into a separate bucket. Using a pail mixer, pour the hardener in first and then add the resin. Pre-mix for 1.5 minutes. Next, add the sand or colored quartz and continue mixing for an additional minute to a minute and a half, making sure that all the material is well blended. Transfer the mixed material to the application area. Scoop out the mixed material and spread evenly along the bottom of the cove, where the floor meets the wall. Be sure to remove all the material from the mix bucket to prolong the working time of the epoxy mixture. Using a trowel, apply the material to the wall. Using the cove trowel in a left-to-right motion, begin to form the face of the cove. Continue to form the cove base along the length of the wall. Periodically clean the surface of your trowel with solvent to help close and finish the face of the cove. Inside and outside corners can be smoothed out by dipping your gloved finger in solvent and then smoothing out the specific areas. A professional-looking outside corner can be formed by using 2 cove trowels. Hold one trowel firmly while the second trowel forms the corner. In approximately 45 minutes, remove the tape from the top of the cove. While waiting for the cove base to set up, this is a great time to clean your tools. Smooth the top edge of the cove and any rough spots along the face of the cove with a paintbrush lightly dipped in solvent. Once the cove base has cured, use a rub stone to remove any irregularities from the cove base and to feather the mortar down to the floor. If a cove strip was used, the top edge can be cleaned at this time also. Sweep up any debris to keep the work area clean. Next, retape the top of the cove to protect the wall. To prepare the top coat, pour 1 part hardener into a mix bucket and then add 2 parts resin. Mix for 1.5 minutes. Using a brush, apply a uniform top coat to the cove base. Be careful not to leave any excess material on the face of the cove. Next, remove any excess material with a squeegee. This should be done by pulling the material down to the bottom of the cove radius and then back up to the top edge of the cove. Pull the tape from the wall and you have now finished your cove base. The cove base can be key to a professional-looking flooring project. For additional tips and application instructions, contact the Dur-A-Flex technical department or your local sales representative.